Make sure you protect the computer. And what that means is keeping your head forward. You want your head not to hit, or if it absolutely positively has to hit, which it should not, it should be the very last thing when all the force is out of the falls. So you want to keep your chin tucked, pick a spot to look at. It's surprising how many people have a habit of looking back as they fall back, which is terrible for good falls. One of the exercises that we do for this is you grab the knees, tuck the chin, roll forward a few times, and you'll notice the head stays forward. Does not rock backwards, the eyes don't look backwards. I'm picking the spot with my belt knot, keeping my eyes focused on that spot the whole time. So almost no matter what you do in Ukemi, you want your chin tucked. Ultimately, as you get better, you can keep it neutral and stabilized, but it's really important to get a hold of the head. It's very heavy, and if it's out of control, you're going to get hurt. Step 2, slapping. We often teach this by going to the ground, knees a little bit bent, pointing straight ahead, and gently slapping from shoulder to fingertip. You don't have to hit hard, you can hit relaxedly, and you want to make a V shape with your hands rather than a plus sign. A plus sign will tend to pull your head back. You want a V shape instead. We can then do Ushiro Ukemi or Koho Ukemi, 2-hand back falls with the chin tucked, the feet out. We're going to let the feet go up first and slap with 2 hands. Three common mistakes. One is head goes back. Keep your chin tucked. 2 is slapping too early or too late. Just as your upper body hits, you want to gently let those arms go. And 3 is keeping your feet unorganized. If they're floating all over when you fall, your falls will never be disciplined. There'll be too many moving parts. Keep your legs gently pressed together. They are one unit. In a clean 2-handed back fall. Because someone often has your sleeve during judo practice, it can be helpful to practice this with one hand. What we're going to do in that case is look at this hand and rock to that side of the body a little bit. So it's still a back fall, but slightly to the side. Slightly to the side. You should definitely practice both sides. A final version of the Iroha, the basics, the ABCs of Ukemi, especially back Ukemi, is falling with the hands and feet organized correctly, which will make for good side falls and for good rolling falls. So this position, hopefully you can see, is slapping with the hand, the bottom leg slightly bent, side of the foot hits, other foot hitting flat. In our system, we want the feet extended approximately the same amount for a good slapping fall with the legs, knees apart, gentle bend in the legs. This leg, the down leg, the whole leg hits just like the whole down arm hits. Hands and feet. From here we can practice a side-to-side version of this where we switch down sides. As you get better at it, you can get more agile and more acrobatic with your hips. Making sure the hands and feet hit productively and the chin's tucked, abdomen is activated, keeping control of the entire body. We can also do a standing back fall where we practice slapping with 2 hands from a little bit more height. The idea here is not to fall like a tree, in which case the fall is going to be very traumatic, but instead to try to sit as much as possible. If you have more flexible legs than I do, which I hope you do, you're going to try to basically sit on your own heels, keeping your chin tucked, and then executing the second half of a nice two-handed back fall. Sit first, slap second. Sit first, slap second. One more time from this direction. Sit first and slap. If you're younger, more flexible and acrobatic, you put your feet down and stand right up out of that fall. If you want to develop a little bit more of a real-time usage for that, you can practice stepping back. So sometimes, if you get pushed and you want to be able to fall properly from that position, you can practice it by moving backwards. 1, 2, 3, sit, and fall. 1, 2, 3, sit, and fall. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, sit, and fall. Keeping your chin tucked, moving the arm, keeping control of the torso. Another version of this is what happens when your foot gets swept. Now this is a solo practice, so it's going to be a little less dynamic, a little less acrobatic than if someone were holding on. But we can start doing almost the same fall we did before, but now with one hand. We're going to bring the lead foot across. Again, the mission is to try to sit on your own heel, not to fall like a tree. You sweep across, sit, and do a one-handed back fall or side fall. Sweep, sit. The other side, right? Sweep first, don't fall, but sit, sweep, sit, slap. Sweep, sit, slap. Once more, sweep, sit, slap. We can do that with some movement as well. This is pretty common in judo. When you're stepping, you may get swept here. Your partner will be holding on to a sleeve or a collar. Take the fall from here, same thing in the other direction. So to practice that, often what we'll do is we'll adopt a position so we're holding on to a partner. Step 1, 2, sweep, sit, slap. 1, 2, sweep, sit, slap. Try those carefully, slowly at first, more acrobatically, with more energy later, and finally with a partner who can hold you up, in which case you can take big jumping falls, get a lot of good practice on knowing where you are in the air, staying relaxed, and falling safely and well. One of the ultimate measures of your skill in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, in Aikido, in Judo, is how well you take forward rolling falls, or airborne Ukemi as well. As we often say, the better your falling gets, the better your martial art gets. The reason for that is that you can be more relaxed, you can fall comfortably and safely, even while paying attention to what's going on. When you can't fall well, there tends to be a certain amount of nervousness, and what happens is people tense up, their vision narrows, they don't pay attention to what's happening, and it's really hard to learn both sides of an equation when you're focused on the oh my God side, which is I'm going to fall and it scares me. So if you can get good at Ukemi, learn to stay relaxed, practice, practice, practice until you're just comfortable in the air and you can pay attention. Not only will that make you safer and more relaxed, but you're going to learn the other side of your martial art much more quickly. So let's start with basic forward Ukemi, forward rolling falls. And a great way to start that is with the super low position, where you take a wide stance and really bend your knees. If you're nice and close to the floor, it's going to be a lot safer. You make a wheel with your hands. So if my left foot is forward, in this case, my left hand is going to be forward. And I want to feel like I have a wheel, a round part, which includes my arm, my upper back, and onto the other arm. The first few times you do this, you're going to slap with your hands and feet. This will be a forward break fall, and you'll stay down in that position. So I set my wheel, I'm going to look back, roll over the top, slap with my hands and feet. If I get low to the ground, I have less chance of falling and hurting myself, so I'm going to be better protected. But a thing that's going to help me just as much is making sure I'm round here. If I'm straight, that creates corners, and corners don't roll well, as you may have noticed. So I want roundness in the arms and the upper body. I use that roundness to roll and fall slapping with my hands and feet. So 2 more times for that basic approach to forward Ukemi. Knees bent, same side and hand lead. Make a circle with the hands and feet. You're going to slap with the secondary hand. Bend the knee, make the wheel, roll, slap, and stay down. Once you get a little bit more comfortable and you don't want to stay in the basic version too long, you don't want to be dependent on it, you want to get a little bit more active. You can stand up out of that, but a point I'd like to make is that when we fall in judo, even when we stand up, we're still slapping with the 2 legs. We may bend the knees just slightly more, but we're going to stand up on those feet. So even as I stand up a little bit more and I make a forward roll, the first few times I'm going to slap hands and feet, break fall style, so that way the fall crosses over. It can be used when someone holds onto your sleeve or when you're taking a break fall separate from somebody. I'm going to roll from a higher position, slap with the back hand, keeping my chin tucked, hand and feet, and over I go. Touch, slap, stand up. If my right foot's forward, my right hand will lead. Touch, slap, stand up. Touch, slap, stand up. Good slap with the feet. Here, touch, slap, feet. Touch, slap, feet. Now that works in a judo setting and a Nihon Jiu-Jitsu setting, but often in other forms of Jiu-Jitsu and in Aikido, there's a rolling version of this where you still slap, but you tuck the leg under rather than slapping with it. That allows you to get up a little bit more smoothly. Now I'm not going to be good at this like an Aikido practitioner would be, but here's a basic look at how that would go. Instead of my bottom foot slapping, I tuck it underneath. The upper body is essentially the same. Sometimes they don't even slap. I'll do 2 versions, one with a slap, one without. So the slapping version is slap, tuck my feet, and get up. The slapping version is slap, tuck my inside foot, and get up. A more common version seen in the softer Aikido schools is there's not even a slap. It's entirely a roll and a tuck, and it makes a lot less noise. I'm not very good at it because I don't do a lot of Aikido. Those basic 4 rolling techniques will help you get much, much better at the falls. If you think about it, you're doing a forward roll over somebody's back in a way when they're throwing you with something like Seoi Nage forward, Harai Goshi, Ogoshi, Uki Goshi. There are so many different ways to fall and to do forward rolls, and only some of them can be done solo. Hopefully you have some mat or carpet to practice and you can do low-level, low-intensity falls at home, but you probably need a good sprung floor or a really good crash pad to do some of these higher falls. So I don't recommend them. Don't do them unless you have a safe environment and you have the quality technique and instruction that you need to stay safe. But some things you can do to build up your complexity, your ability to handle more air, your feeling of awareness in space, things like jumping falls, and flipping falls. So we're going to look at 3. One is long distance jump, try to cover a lot of ground before we fall. Another one is height jump, try to go up and down a lot in a small area. And the last one is kind of an acrobatic flip jump, which can help under real pressure when you're getting a fast kotagaishi or you need to get over quickly otherwise. And just practicing these is going to make you better in all ways with your forward rolls as long as you stay safe. First one is for distance. So if I were not going for distance, I'm right here at the mat, I'll do my forward roll, and I'm fine. But, and hopefully you can see this, I'll try to stay in camera, I'm going to walk off camera and then jump to make some distance. You want to leave the mat 3 feet in front of it, leave the floor 3 feet in front of the mat, 6 feet in front of the mat, whatever you can do. Start with maybe a couple feet, cover a lot of ground, and come forward. So you're going to move away from the mat, come forward into it, and cover a lot of ground before you get to the mat. So this is the distance. Now envision a gate or some other reason why you want to go up and down in a short area. So this will be less about distance and more about height. At first, it may be nothing other than imagining something to go over. So as you approach your mat, you want to create some air in the middle and go over that object that you're imagining. And then as you do more and more of this, you can start getting more acrobatic. Younger people than me can do much more of this than I can, but the idea is you have a lot of desire to go high, and so you're going to jump and pull your feet up, try to clear a lot of air, before you turn it over. And then a really useful, very acrobatic fall, as I said earlier, is imagine you have a kotegaeshi being applied and you need to get over right away. We can do a flip fall or a kick-over fall, where basically you're kicking over, trying to make a small rotation in one place, but ending in a good falling position with the hands and feet slapping. 2 parts to think about as you do this. One is you're going to kick with the back leg. The other one is you're going to spring with your front leg. So you're going to create air and rotation, and then slap with the back hand. We often teach this in a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. One, two, 3. And as you get more comfortable with it, you can do less setup and just move right into it. It's very useful if you have to fall quickly, but most importantly, it's a great part of your skill development. So you can learn to fall comfortably, stay relaxed, and be aware of what's going on, even in the middle of the chaos of being thrown in Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, or Judo.